If we're gonna stop the crooks, us cops gotta know who they are. That's the rock crusher. No jail can hold him. And here's Berserko, a dangerous street punk.
Meanwhile, at the Crook's hideout...
Look out for Longarm. He's a tough street cop. Sergeant Mace, the SWAT team leader. And Bulletproof's a federal agent.
Give up, you crooks. You're surrounded by the cops.
Cops and crooks sold separately with caps.
So I bet some of you are wondering, why'd he start out with Longarm instead of, you know, like Bulletproof or somebody? Well, the thing is, my Bulletproof, even though he is kind of a custom as well, it's not as much as Longarm is. Like I said, my Longarm came just the base figure without the hat, power cuffs, nightstick, or even a pistol. Actually, he did come with his quote-unquote pistol. The thing that C.O.P.S was known for were these giant cap-firing pistols. This one, you can see the hammer is broken, but this is like a 26-plus-year-old toy, so I don't really care. The thing I hated about these giant cap guns is that, I mean, look at that. It's a freaking death ray. It's like a... Go ahead, you feel lucky. Do you, punk? I mean, look at that. Look at the gun compared to the guy holding the gun. I mean, it's even heavy for him to hold it. He can't stand up straight with his arm outstretched. I mean, maybe he could stand up sideways and do it. Let's see if I can pull that off. But it weighs him down considerably. There we go. That's not too bad. Gotta ask yourself. You gotta ask yourself. You feel lucky? Do ya, punk? Huh? Anyway, that was my little Longarm impression. He had his little Brooklyn accent and whatnot, being that he was, I think he's an Irish cop. Longarm P.J. O'Malley. Anyway, I got rid of that big-ass pistol, that monstrosity, and gave him... Jesus. Everything wants to go wrong whenever you're filming. I gave him a regular-sized pistol. And I apologize for you looking at Bulletproof and his people, but they're cool looking, so could be worse. You could be looking at, like, you know, somebody's butt crack. That, you know, some gross, hairy dude's butt crack. Instead, you get to look at more cops, because they're awesome like that. And that's how I feel about you guys. I gotta do you proper. Anyway, goodness. I gave him a regular-sized pistol. One thing about their hands is you will have to cut their pointer so that they can actually have a trigger finger for their, you know, for regular guns. But, you know, as you can see, he holds it well. This came with Jim Gordon from Hush, and I liked it. If it looked like a typical, you know, 45, like what would be on his hip right there. So I was like, hey, we'll do it that way. But the pistol size is cool. It's real small, fits in his hand right. And I did that with just about everyone, because some of them didn't come with, you know, regular, simple guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all came with some kind of something else. Anyway, I'm taking off some of this stuff. As you can see, I gave him an old Tonfa. This was from a cheap dollar store figure back in the day. I can't even remember what it was called or whatever, but he came with two Tonfas. So he, Longarm got one, and Highway got the other one. Power cuffs. The power cuffs that you see my Longarm sporting are custom built. They don't actually fire anything, but I didn't like the original ones didn't either, and they were just too big. And I don't like gimmicks. I like figures looking the part, you know. And I felt like these focus, please. Focus. Please, would you focus? Well, I was really not trying to focus. Okay. I will pull back all the way over here. I'll take pictures of that since my camera wants to revolt. my power cuffs are a custom. They were built from, you know how the Rise of Cobra figures came with all these launchers, these giant oversized launchers? Well, I broke one up that had the right kind of ring around the front part. I chopped that piece out so that it could clip on, because as you can see, their wrists are about that size that would fit perfectly in that hole. And then I took the back portion. Wow, you guys didn't see that. I took the back portion of another one of those launchers and I chopped that off and then glued it on top. So like the cool thing is, let me just take it off and I'll show you it in detail. You can see kind of where the cuffs would be flying out. I don't know if that's clear for you guys or not, but you see it? Once again, I apologize. My lighting is just not doing what it's supposed to do, and neither is my camera. So I don't know if you can see it. It's not focusing. I don't know. Hold on. Let's try it again. There we go. Look at how beautiful that looks. So you can now see where the cuffs would be housed. And then you've got like the cool black top. It's a nice matte finish. And you've got the cuff portion that holds on to his forearm. So they looked more show accurate or comic accurate or whatever, more accurate to what I know he's supposed to look like, and that made me happy because I was able to actually achieve that, and that's something I was not thinking I was going to be able to do anytime soon. So it clips on like so. You just pretty much clip it right there, turn his wrist, and instant show accurate power cuffs. See that? It's awesome. So that is essentially Longarm. Pretty dope figure, cool details on him, nice paint job. This is Hasbro actually trying to do something, you know what I mean? It's them actually trying to innovate. Granted, this is an old figure, so I did things to make him a little bit better by, like, you know, accessory wise, but it's still an awesome base figure. I mean, all of them are. And the thing I dug the most about them, which you'll see throughout all these reviews, is that they all have different stature. There are like your typical handsome, muscular guy, you know what I'm saying? Like Bulletproof and Longarm are kind of in that, you know, that your standard hero body, you know what I'm saying? Mace is next in line, and then Highway's a little skinnier. Freaking Bowser is kind of burly looking, you know, and so is freaking Heavyweight. He's huge. He's like muscular, and then he's got this big ass vest on, so you know he means business. And you'll see that with other ones, even the Crooks. Some of the Crooks have designs that are similar to that, where you can kind of see that there is a difference. Like Louis the Plumber, I really want that guy, and I can't find him for a decent price. People are trying so hard to get over on folks. Selling a character that showed up towards the end of the series in like a handful of episodes, and they're trying to sell him for like $60 and $80 in mint in package, and I'm just like, come on guys, that's a little much. But he's like kind of short, but he's like twice the width of these guys. He's a big buff dude, but a short buff dude. But all in all, I love these figures. Longarm was my brother's favorite, my little brother. That was the figure he had. My favorites were, I liked Mace back in the day, but I really liked Bulletproof. And there's a funny story that goes along with Bulletproof, but I will tell you that when I review Bulletproof. So anyway, I'm Strident. This has been a review on Hasbro's C.O.P.S Longarm figure. I guess I should say my custom Longarm figure. And that's it for me. You guys have been great. Peace outside.